Okay, this is Oldecam.
And this is not a spring check.
Yeah, and you know that, for a while we were looking at, kicking the tires and looking for how to buy a home in a down market. Well,
Now it's trying to find a green home.
we're trying to find, try to find a home that is green as possible and look for that home in a green manner, which means...
How do you look for a home in a green manner?
You basically don't drive all over the city like a chicken with his head cut off, spending gasoline to go look for a home.
Oh, that's what you mean?
You utilize newspapers, you utilize the internet, you utilize the flyers that they put out, and you try to go into areas, try to consolidate. You're looking for homes in that area all at one time instead of just, because a lot of people who drive, for hours going one home, drive across the city, look at another home. Look at all of the homes that you want to look for in one area, and then move to the next area. You just don't drive.
You can get a feel for the area.
Yeah. You also want to see, get out of your car and walk around the area that you're looking at. Because, is shopping within walking distance? Schools within walking distance? What the utilities like in the area? Do you have dead zones for your cell phone?
Ah, and with your service provider.
That's right.
Oh, you know what? One of the other things I learned about too, in certain areas, can you get home insurance?
Yeah.
And what does home insurance cover?
Yeah.
And I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes there's only one company that will insure homes in an area, because maybe it's a fire zone. Or I know, like in Florida, they would only insure the second floor on up. They would not insure the first floor.
Yeah. You also have to, a lot of areas you have unbelievably beautiful looking homes, but they're not good areas to move into, so you can't get insurance. That's why the homes are at a decent price.
Oh, you mean, well, like mobile home parks.
Yeah.
There's mobile home parks that the price is a whole lot better, but they're in different zones, and I know the insurance requirements are potentially different.
Yeah. So those are things you have to look at. You have to look too, like if you have a cable service, is your cable service transportable?
Yeah.
Because a lot of areas are not like we have Time Warner, Cox, Comcast, and basically if you have one system, they don't use it in another area, so...
Well, and I mean, you can not even be moving that far. It can only be from, it could be across the street, literally.
And your service might not go there. So those are things you actually have to look at, in advance of going out and actually doing the, it does you no good to spend hours walking around a neighborhood looking at the place and find out, one, you can't get insurance for the place. Two, you can't transport your utilities over. You can't transport we're talking, you can move from one area to another and be with a different trash company.
Well, and I think a lot of times real estate agents can help to a certain degree on some of these things. But part of it is insurance agents do get paid on selling homes.
Yes.
So they'll direct you towards a place, but they really don't want to show you house after house after house after house after house.
No,
I know some of them will only talk to you if you're pre-qualified.
Yeah. And tell them, basically, I won't do business with somebody that says you have to give me your balance sheet before I'll let you look at a house.
Yeah.
Because it's a down market. You can't give the houses away.
Yeah.
I mean, pure and simple. We know people that have had homes for over a year that they cannot give away, and yet they're wanting to be, you must be pre-qualified before we allow you to look at our home. Yeah. Which is why they can't get anybody to look at their homes. But we're going to be doing things. We're also going to be letting you know, as we look at the houses, we'll discuss the things about what you can do inside the homes that can make the home green without costing you.
Without lots of expense.
We're talking. My pet peeve is Planet Green, the Green Channel. The show has a lot of good ideas if you can go to your pocketbook and pull out a couple $100,000 a
Well,
day.
it's always been green if you can start from scratch and you have a lot of money.
Yeah.
But that does not fit most of the people.
No, you have to do green on what you can afford. And this is what, when we get into the house, you're going to see green done on a budget that is a human's budget, not some designer that's got a 10-figure income a year. No, I mean I saw last night. Well, this only cost us $25,000. $600,000. This only costs $600,000. Well, and then, you know, will it make, how long will it take you to recover? Well, it's more important that we save the environment than whether this actually works.
Well, you know, one of the things I've always liked about Ed Bagley, and I always look at him as being like, he's not the father green, but I always look towards him as a major role model.
Yeah.
Is that he really does live at being green, and a lot of it. And, I mean, I've heard him talk saying the reason why he's green is he's cheap.
The Scotsman. Yeah.
But some of the things, when you look at him, he does have a lot of ideas that everybody can incorporate on a day-to-day basis. He also has ideas for people that want to go a little bit further.
Yeah. No,
right?
His home is basically a laboratory for being green and what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah.
But we're only going to have one shot at it. And basically, like our green cooking show, it either has to work the first time or everybody in the world's going to know it doesn't work, period. I mean, the idea is not, you know, our idea of being green and doing a green show on homes is to not to point you in a direction that you cannot do and you cannot afford. You know, our country right now doesn't have the money to throw at things.
Well, actually, now is the time actually to be more resourceful.
Yeah.
And bartering, actually, I think maybe making more of a comeback now.
Yeah, but it basically they don't like bartering because of the tax code. So, you know, and the Democrats want to tax everything. You know, don't look at, that's another thing. Look at the taxes on where you're going to be moving, because taxes on your home are also different from area to area.
Oh, that's true. Property taxes, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
School taxes and all these taxes, they are different. But you're going to find out over the span of the next month or so, as we get closer into getting a place, you're going to find out everything, the trials and tribulations of looking for a home and trying to be green as you're trying to look for a home. So, you know, until then, this is Home Oldecam.
And this is Notaspringchick. We're here yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
And for more information, go to www.montebubbles.com.